thank members of the South African delegation at the senior officials meeting. Today has witnessed the signing of new memoranda of understanding between Nigeria and South Africa in diverse areas, including youth development, women and child empowerment, and political consultations, critical areas that will lead to increased people-to-people contact. Existing memorandums of understanding signed during previous commission meetings were also reviewed. These include memorandums of understanding on military cooperation, power, cooperation in the field of geology, mining and mineral processing, oil and gas, and several others. Today, we also jointly launched the Nigeria-South Africa Youth Dialogue, another veritable tool for interaction among our youth with the aim of creating shared values and aspirations. Many of our youth from Nigeria and South Africa joined us virtually during the launch. I sincerely thank my brother, President Cyril Ramaphosa. This youth dialogue as continuous interaction between the youth of our two countries will further break down barriers and lead to better understanding among our people. Today's inauguration of the cooperation and solidarity. I wish you all safe journey back. Thank you very much.
Program Director, President Muhammadu Buhari, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ministers and high commissioners and guests who are here, and members of the media, of course. Allow me to express my gratitude once again for receiving us so warmly here in Abuja. I think it is important that I emphasize this in the light of the discovery by South African scientists of the Omicron variant of the coronavirus and the subsequent standing united against the imposition of arbitrary and discriminatory restrictions that are not only unscientific but counterproductive in the long run. Indeed, the leaders of Côte d'Ivoire, where we are traveling to later today, as well as the leaders of Ghana and Senegal, have also expressed their dissatisfaction with the travel ban against South Africa and our sister countries in Southern Africa. This is a global pandemic, and overcoming it requires that we collaborate and work together as a collective. The resulting damage to this travel ban to the economies of the countries affected will be considerable and long-lasting. So I want to use this opportunity to warn on the countries who have imposed this ban to reverse their decisions, whether they are in the northern, more developed economies or in other parts of our continent and elsewhere. Of the many areas of cooperation explored during this BNC was Nigeria and South Africa working to build resilience in our respective health systems and around our shared health priorities. A draft memorandum of understanding in this regard is being processed. As African countries, we affirmed that healthcare cooperation is a critical area of focus in the current Agenda 2063. Members of the media from Nigeria and South Africa, I want to thank you for being here because you play an invaluable role in communicating the work that is being done in our respective countries and in faithfully imparting the message that we are committed to doing, particularly in strengthening the ties between our two countries. We've just concluded South Africa by as well as progress. South Africa and Nigeria both have rich cultural, vibrant arts and flourishing sports sectors, all of which will be greatly enriched of cooperation between the two countries. The agreement on audiovisual exchange leadership development program, rallying around the legacy of President Nelson Mandela, who...
Thank you, President Cyril Ramaphosa. Your Excellencies, by your kind permission, I'd like to invite Eto, who works with Eyewitness News in South Africa, to ask a question, though I suspect that the President has actually answered her question before she asked it. So please go.
Thank you. Thank you so much to both Presidents. It's quite fascinating that with over 32 cooperative agreements in place, you still have the kind of hurdles and constraints that both parties in terms of business and people-to-people relations mention. What is it that is at the root of this failure to see a seamless, cooperation in business where you find Nigerians thriving in South Africa, South Africans thriving in Nigeria, and so on? Thank you.
Well, I think our speeches, especially the ones by the President of South Africa, are detailed, and answered all the questions. The cooperation arrived at during these long meetings by the ministers and officials. I think when the press release comes out, you find all your answers more than adequately answered. Because for hours on end, on all important items. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes.
If you ever wanted to find some fault in the answer that President Buhari has given, you will not find it. President has answered the questions even more in detail than I would have. As I said, our ministers have devoted a great deal of time and effort in addressing